Change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
Hey everybody, it's TVO coming to you from the shores of Branch Pond in the Liebrook Wilderness of southern Vermont. I biked 8 miles totally uphill on a gravel road, the Kelly Stand Road, to get here, and then I hiked into the pond. And I'm thinking, as I'm out here, about life and about what I'm doing and how I'm growing and what is right in front of me right now, and I thought I would share that with you. I got Lyme disease in June, and then got it again in early August, and I've just finished my second round of antibiotics, so I've had Lyme disease twice this summer, and the second infection really knocked me for a loop. Man, was I just dragging. But I kept training through it. In fact, exercise was the only thing that made me feel good. I was tired and sluggish and achy all the time. And the last thing on earth I wanted to do was get out and exercise. I just wanted to lay in bed because I just was so tired. But I'd get myself out the door using my little steps, get myself dressed, get myself moving, build momentum. And then before you know it, I was doing some pretty intense exercise, biking up mountains, running up mountains, and that would make me feel good. And that would usually last for the rest of the day, and then as it moved towards nightfall, I'd start to feel it again, and then I'd wake up the next day like, ah! But the antibiotics seem to have worked again because I'm bouncing back, I'm feeling good again. I'm recovering from a broken toe on my right foot, but I just broke a toe on my left foot last night. So I've got some challenges right now as I try to continue to train and continue to move through life in a powerful way, but they don't stop me. They teach me, they guide me, they're my rudder. And as I was biking up here today, I was thinking about when I was young, when I was, I think, maybe 17 or 18 years old. I biked to Bar Harbor, Maine from Bennington, Vermont. It was a 900-mile round-trip bike ride. And I remember going over the Kankamagus Highway in New Hampshire, which I think it might climb 2,000 feet, if that. I think it peaks out at 2,800 feet. So it might be like a 1,500-foot climb. Somebody can look that up. Anyway, I remember going up this climb, and it's just relentless, and we were miserable and suffering, and we hated it. And I rewrote the Midnight Oil song, How Can I Sleep When Our Beds Are Burning? Whatever, I forget the words. Anyways, I turned it into, How Can I Bike When My Legs Are Burning? How Can I Move When the Wheels Aren't Turning? And I just remembered that suffering, how much I hated going up hills. And now I find myself an 8-mile hill to get to where the trail is to this pond. 8 miles of steady climb. And here you also top out at about 2,800 feet. I'm enjoying the whole thing. I don't see it as a sufferfest at all. It's physically challenging. It hurts, but I don't mind. I'm enjoying it. I'm listening to a great book. And it just occurred to me how much I have changed and how much I embrace challenge now, not because I'm a tough guy or because it makes me better than other people and haha, look at you suffering with your suffering. It's not that at all. There's no comparison. It's simply that life gives you what it gives you. Right now, it's given me 2 bouts of Lyme disease and 2 broken toes. And it's like, all right, that's what I got. What can we do? How can we turn that into something? How can I get some insight? How can I turn these experiences into a lesson rather than having them make me lesser, which is what most people do by default. Not their fault, it's just the default of the brain. When we're confronted by challenge, most people become lesser. And the difference is ER for lesser and ON for lesson. And the ER to me stands for exit right. Get out of there. Just bail. Say, you know what? I'm done. I can't take it. It's not working. I've failed. It's failed. It's your fault. It's my fault. It's the world's fault. I'm going to exit right. And that word right is of critical importance because when we do exit right, we exit with the belief that we are correct. We have this fixed mindset that I am this kind of person. I can't do it. I never do it. People don't like me. Women don't like me. I'm no good at math. I'm no good at this. It just doesn't work. I'm not an athlete. I can't bike. I'll never get into shape. I'll never lose weight. And we just know that's the truth. We are right in that belief. Or other people are always out to get me. Women are all like this. The government, man. Big pharma, man. It's this rightness and we check out, we exit. We say, there's nothing I can do. I'm the problem, they're the problem, or the world is the problem. It's just the way it is, and nothing I can do. I'm powerless, I'm helpless. I'm going to exit with righteousness. I'm right. Can't be changed. So I surrender. I resign myself. So that's how you become lesser in the face of challenge. Again, nobody's fault. Just what the brain wants to do by default. To turn it into a lesson, you've got to focus on that O-N. And for me, that stands for open notebook. Meaning, let's check in, let's get curious. What notes can I take? What's showing up that I haven't seen? Because when we have this fixed mindset, this belief that we're right, we know exactly how it is or exactly how I am, we're no longer present to new information, to new data. Because why should I be? I know what it is. I don't need to look for evidence. I already know what the truth is. I'm right. But when we open that notebook up and we say, okay, well, what am I not seeing here? What about that tree right there? Does that tree have anything to teach me? Maybe it does. Okay, well, that's a birch tree right there. I could write on that bark. That could be my notebook. And there's some blue berries right next to it. Maybe I could use that as an ink. There's always ingredients all around us. There's always new information all around us. And sometimes the value of that information is simply to show us that what we think of as the entire picture is not even close, not even 1% most of the time. So if I look at my toes, if I look at my Lyme, if I look at my age, oh my God, I'm trying to get back into shape. I'm 47 years old and I keep getting injured and I keep getting sick and I might as well just give up. You know, I had my glory days. I've already proved it. I don't need to get back on the horse again. Or I could say, let's open up the notebook. Let's draw some sketches. Let's take notes. Let's get curious. Let's see what there is. What is the lesson? So when you open your mind to what is coming at you, rather than closing your mind and saying, I know, it's either good or it's bad, and I know. Open up. Check it out. What's the world trying to tell you? Or what's your mind, your brain, not letting you see? What do you have to really get present to before you notice it? How many things around me right now have I not even seen yet? Because my brain has told me they're not interesting, they're not of importance. Like I just got present to the sound of the breeze. I hadn't noticed that until just now. Is that important? Is it going to change my life? Not in a grand way, but it can change my life right now by changing my experience right now. By reminding me that the sounds in my head are not the only sounds there are. I hear a plane now. The rumble of a plane flying over the wilderness. Sounds like it's headed south. Maybe from Montreal to New York City. Lots of data out there. There's people up there. There's hundreds of people flying in an aluminum can above my head right now. Some of them are watching movies, some of them are reading magazines, some of them are sleeping. Their brains are whirring. People are freaking out about business meetings. People are excited about connecting with somebody when they finally land. Some people are going to touch down and maybe sign divorce papers. Who knows? But there's a whole world out there. If you're open, if you're curious, and you let it show up, even when suffering shows up. Who are you in the midst of that suffering? Do you give up? Do you exit right? Do you just stop listening? Do you not listen to advice? Do you not listen to the world? You say, just shut up, I don't want to hear it. Or do you say, what do you got? I may not agree with it. Maybe I can't use it, but what do you got? Okay, I'm going to chill by the side of the pond now and think some more. And then have a glorious 8-mile bike ride all downhill on dirt road through the woods. Love you guys. See ya. Last November, I had my 4 front teeth extracted, pulled out. And I had a flipper, which is basically like a denture, that I wore for most of this past year. And then in May, they put in what they call healing abutments, which are metal posts that they screw into the implants. The implants are in my jawbone.